like right now a lot of people are happy with Nintendo and satisfied with everything that's releasing, and a lot of people are kind of frustrated with Nintendo and dissatisfied with what they have coming out, as there's no real big game. And I find myself kind of right in the middle, where yes, I hear a lot of you guys saying there are tons of games to play, and I think it's kind of both a content creation view and also a consumer. As a consumer, there's so many games for me to play this year, from both Nintendo and other third parties as well. But at the same time, as a content creator, I'm looking at what's coming out and thinking, what am I going to talk about? I feel like Nintendo's missing a huge game, and I never thought this would be the case coming out of this September Direct, because they started pretty strong with Switch 2, coming out the gate with Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza. But unfortunately, Mario Kart World never held the weight that it was supposed to. I mean, most people are moving on to bigger and better things, I'm just saying. But then Donkey Kong Bonanza came and absolutely ate, and that game was amazing. But still, I mean, that was back in July. It's now October, and Nintendo doesn't really have anything to look forward to, really. And I can already smell the comments. Play other games. I'm so sick of that comment. I play pretty much every Nintendo IP outside of Fire Emblem, and I play almost every major third-party release that releases. I mean, that's all I've really been playing on my Switch 2 is third-party games, and on my PS5 at this point, I haven't really played much Nintendo lately. I mean, at all. It's weird to just tell people to play other games when they have things that they like, and you know, people will always say you're only looking for the big ones, the Marios, the Zeldas, the Kirbys, the Smash Bros, the Luigi's Mansion. I mean, and they end up naming like 20 titles. But I mean, yeah, I play all of these franchises, but yeah, I also look forward to those big releases where Nintendo just puts full effort into massive titles like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Smash Ultimate. These are titles that carry weight. They're titles that get people talking and get people excited and looking forward to their releases. I don't think anything coming out right now has people talking or even remotely excited. With their biggest game being Metroid Prime 4, no one's really talking about the game, and a lot of people are kind of negative on it so far from what I've seen, thinking it's going to be a bland open world experience, adding mechanics that are unnecessary like the motorcycle because you guys hate fun. No, seriously, the motorcycle looks freaking awesome and this game looks great. But you look at what's coming out and most people are only talking about like Pokemon Legends ZA, which is also a Switch 1 game. No one's bringing up anything with Metroid, no one's going to care about a third Hyrule Warriors game being Age of Imprisonment, and Kirby's going to be driving in on a year that already had two big racers with Mario Kart World and obviously Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. So as of right now, there's not a whole lot to look forward to in terms of big games, like something that all fans can speculate and be excited about together, and then we move on to next year, and still, even in the beginning of 2026 so far, nothing seems to be that interesting. Like I said prior, I am about to get started in the Fire Emblem series for the first time, so Fortune's Weave unfortunately doesn't excite me as of right now. And plus, it's Fire Emblem, an already niche franchise that it's not going to appeal to the general masses, which is just also unfortunate. And for year one of a brand new console, I think people were really looking forward to a huge game to release at the beginning of next year, something to get us talking throughout this holiday, and something to get all fans speculating, talking about, and looking forward to. Because everything else in the beginning of next year's lineup just seems extremely small. Like, you know, of course, a Mario Tennis game again, and a Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder that's adding some new content. And I'm sure Yoshi the Mysterious Book is going to be a lot of fun, but still, it does kind of come off as a children's game. Just something along the lines of Princess Peach Showtime, a small little fun 2D adventure that's going to come and go, and probably not a lot of people are going to talk about. If you're wondering why your favorite Nintendo content creator has maybe stopped posting recently, it's just because there's nothing to really talk about. And it's probably why all we see online now is just negativity towards Nintendo, whether it be their prices, their lack of big games, or lack of communication. There's always just something wrong with Nintendo on YouTube now. Do I think people are farming Nintendo hate right now because it's what's trending, it's what's popular? Yeah, sure. But do I also think some people are just genuinely unhappy with the state of Nintendo with the Switch 2 so far? Yeah, sure. I think it's a little bit of both. And honestly, when there's big games coming out to talk about, I think it kind of clears the air for a while. Yes, people were really mad about the initial prices of Mario Kart World and the Switch 2 itself and other things, but I think it was kind of pushed to the side for Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza's releases. They were so major of releases, people were more focused on Mario Kart World. I remember for the first 2 months of Switch 2, it was pretty much all talk on Mario Kart World. Now, a lot of it was negative, just because Mario Kart World kind of deserved some negative talk, but still, it was more focused focused on the games rather than the company itself. But for us to be so focused on the company and so angry at the company literally just months after the Switch 2 released is not a good sign. We should be focused on the games, right? Well, it's hard to be focused on the games when all we're getting is Switch 2 editions and some smaller games that are coming both to Switch 1 and Switch 2, and just games that don't really scream huge title. So what I'm saying is, I think we just need a game right now. The community just needs a game right now. The fans just need one big game right now. I mean, there's so many things to play coming out, and I am overwhelmed, and my backlog is huge. But even with that said, like I said, it comes down to also looking at the hype levels, and there's just really no hype levels for Nintendo right now. None of their games coming out are appealing to a mass audience, to a general audience, to people that simply want to buy their Switch 2 for those massive releases. There's no Smash speculation. I mean, Sakurai's posting pictures every single day on Twitter like he did for Smash, but for Kirby Air Riders, and I could literally care less. Like, remember our Smash Brothers picks of the day? Like, Sakurai would do this for Smash 4 and even Smash Ultimate, and it was just stuff to get hype about. I mean, every day there was something with that picture that we could talk about, speculate, and just be excited about. I mean, Smash channels were covering videos almost every single day just over single pictures just because the hype was so unreal for a new Smash game. Or remember when the Switch 1 reveal teased a brand new 3D Mario game? We were all like glued to the screen. What the heck is that? Or just having that first Odyssey reveal and Nintendo giving us a whole year of hype towards that. You know what I mean? They announced that back in January of 2017 and it wouldn't release until October. They gave us pretty much the whole year with something to look forward to, just having something to grasp onto. No matter if there were smaller titles coming out, we didn't care. Cool, we love them, they're fun, but there's also something huge to look forward to. I think that's just simply something that Nintendo needs right now, and nothing against Fire Emblem. In fact, I don't mind there being Fire Emblem coming out. They could have had a trailer in the middle of the show or something, but they should have ended that Nintendo Direct with something that a general Nintendo audience is all going to collectively look at and be hype over. Something to just get us looking forward to a big title. And I guarantee you, if Nintendo would have ended that recent Direct with a big 2026 game, something that a general audience would go crazy over, a new Animal Crossing tease, a new 3D Mario tease, a new Smash Brothers tease, a new Luigi's Mansion tease, any of those, yes, people would still be angry and post negativity about Nintendo, but I guarantee you the sentiment would be a lot better. It'd be a lot more positive to have at least something for people to talk about rather than bash Nintendo. And with Nintendo not really having a major holiday game outside of like Pokemon Legends ZA, it actually really shocks me that they didn't announce anything massive for next year outside of Fire Emblem. And with the rumors stating that Nintendo delayed Switch 2 simply because their software needed to be ready to go, it's strange to me because, like, what did they delay Switch 2 for? Switch 2 editions and Yoshi's Mysterious Book? Like, what? I think it's also just everything feels safe, and this is for a video in and of itself, but there's no crazy things that Nintendo's doing right now. You know what I mean? They're not doing anything that we wouldn't expect them to do. I think the craziest thing was 3D Donkey Kong instead of 3D Mario, but once again, excluding Donkey Kong from this because he's just like the odd one out here, everything else is just like, yep, this seems like something Nintendo would do. Like, I remember seeing the beginning of that Fortune's Weave trailer and thinking to myself, oh my gosh, they did it. They brought back Kid Icarus when I saw the Coliseum and stuff. But nope, they didn't. It was just another Fire Emblem game. And it's just stuff like that. Like, of course it's another Fire Emblem game. That's exactly what we expected. Of course they wouldn't bring back Kid Icarus because Nintendo just doesn't care about the game. And I thought for sure, at the very, very least, that Splatoon Raiders would be here. It just made too much sense. I mean, it's a big upcoming Splatoon game. It is a spin-off, but it's going to be a single-player adventure-focused spin-off. Something that I feel like a lot of people are going to be very interested in. And they just dropped this random trailer, which I get it. It was on their anniversary and it was to get fans excited about an upcoming release, but they dropped this little like 15-20 second snippet of gameplay and just said nothing else about it. When is it coming? What is it going to even be about? What the heck even is this game? And just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just completely skip a Nintendo Direct, and we're probably not going to see or hear from the thing until February of next year. Even this could have been something that got people talking a lot and excited about something. I mean, it's going to be a big single-player action-adventure game, and I really do think it's going to be a lot bigger than what people are giving it credit for. It's just Nintendo decided to just skip on the info for it right now, so it's probably not even near completion. And I know I'm going to see the comment, you're just wanting your 3D Mario, and no, I mean, yeah, of course. course, I want the next 3D Mario game. I'm very excited for it, and I hope it's soon. But I mean, I was down to see anything. I'm not even a huge Animal Crossing fan at all. Like, I played Horizons a little bit, but still, I was even hoping to see a new Animal Crossing game because I know how big it is for everybody and what it means for Nintendo fans. So, like, I just wanted to see something. I mean, it's time for a lot of games too. It's not like we're asking for all this stuff in unrealistic time periods. Like, of course we're not getting the next 3D Zelda for a while. We get that. That's understandable. But it's definitely time for Mario. It's been almost 8 years now. Smash Ultimate is approaching 7 years. Luigi's Mansion 6. Mario Maker 6. I mean, we can just keep going on. Animal Crossing 5. And of course, there's still IPs like Star Fox, Kid Icarus, F-Zero that are just going untouched, which just seems weird. But in my humble opinion, Nintendo just needs something to get fans talking, other than just how bad their business practice is right now and their prices and the way that they're just going about Switch 2. They need something to get the attention off of them, and that is a major game. And I don't want to hear people say that Nintendo's got this new strategy where they reveal games and they come out in just a couple of months, where they're closer to release now instead of announcing games and making us wait for a lot of months. I don't want to hear that ever again. Like, ever again. These were announced at the beginning of 2025. I know some people don't want to get trailers that early and have to potentially go through a Metroid Prime 4 situation where it's announced like 8 years in advance and still not coming out. Obviously, that's ridiculous. But I think having a game that's coming out in like 6 to 7 months or up to a year, but just giving us an early look, an early trailer to get fans speculating and talking and shutting up. Like, for instance, if 3D Mario truly is coming at the end of next year, why couldn't they just give us a tease right now? Something just like a picture of the landscape that Mario's going to be running in, Mario's shoe, Mario's aglet, I don't care. So hopefully by the February Direct of next year, if there even is one at that time, Nintendo finally does unveil some things that truly get us hype and talking about and speculating, instead of us just talking about how bad they've been this year. But we're in a long wait until that next Direct. I'm talking like another 4 months until that actually happens. So unfortunately, the hate for Nintendo is probably going to continue throughout the rest of this year, because I don't think games like Hyrule Warriors, Kirby Air Riders, or even Metroid Prime 4 is enough to get people away from talking about negatives with the company. But I don't know. There may not be much game-specific hype right now, but there is a lot to play, including $70 Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle that releases tomorrow. Nintendo sucks!